To break this pattern, which has a very low success rate, we need to ask pertinent questions and find out what they really need. In order to do that, we need to get their permission to ask questions. This transition into the questioning part of the sales process is absolutely critical. Don't miss this. In Japan, the buyer is God. Hence, buyers here may feel our questions are impertinent, intrusive, and unnecessary. So we must gain their permission to proceed. Ikimashou! Let's get going. This is the Sales Japan series being broadcast from Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan. You are listening to this podcast because you are a motivated student of sales who wants to do even better, make your sales life easier, and enjoy the rewards of success. Our show is brought to you by the Sales Advantage course. This is the bedrock course of salespeople who want to become professionals in selling. Hosted in-house or join our public programs. We offer the training in Japanese or English. If you want to improve your sales results, then contact me at greg.story, greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. We have a lot of free information for you at our website, japan.dalecarnegie.com, so check it out. I do 3 weekly podcasts, and if you have an interest in leadership, search for the Leadership Japan series on iTunes, and if your interest is presentations, then look for the Presentations Japan series also on iTunes. This is episode number 5, and today we are talking about credibility counts for everything in sales. Salespeople are carrying around a lot of baggage with them when they visit clients. The smooth-talking, dodgy salesperson trying to con us is the folkloric villain of the piece. Reversing that doubt and hesitation is critical to gaining acceptance as a valuable business partner for the client. This entire problem is magnified when we meet the client for the first time. Because the clients don't know us, their default position is one of caution and doubt. We have all grown up being rewarded for being risk-averse, and this is especially the case in Japan. And so we are resistant to change. The new salesperson represents change because they are asking the client to buy something new or to change suppliers. So that we can properly serve them, we need to break through that mental protective wall erected by the client and establish trust and credibility. Great, but how do we do that? Try crafting a credibility statement. This is a succinct summary that will grab the attention of the client and help to reduce their resistance to what we are offering. It unfolds in 4 stages. First, we give an overview of the general benefits of what we do. For example, Dale Carnegie Training helps to deliver the behavior change needed in the team that translates into improved results. Next, we need to quote some specific outcomes as evidence that we are a credible supplier of services. So we now might say something like this. An example of this was where we helped XYZ Company, a very high-end retailer, with training their entire sales staff. They are now enjoying a 30% increase in sales. Now, we introduce an important suggestion that makes this benefit and result summary relevant to the listener. Maybe we could do the same for you. Finally, we need to create a verbal bridge so we can move on to questioning the client about what they need. In Japan, a lot of buyers expect to control proceedings such that the seller turns up, gives their pitch, and then the buyer happily shoots it full of holes. What Japanese buyers are doing is trying to ascertain the risk factor of what you are proposing by disparaging everything you have just said. They now want you to provide answers that eliminate their fears. You're immediately on the back foot. The client, not you, is controlling the sales process. Well, good luck with that, and let us know how that is working out for you. To break this pattern, which has a very low success rate, we need to ask pertinent questions and find out what they really need. In order to do that, we need to get their permission to ask questions. This transition into the questioning part of the sales process is absolutely critical. Don't miss this. In Japan, the buyer is God. Hence, buyers here may feel our questions are impertinent, intrusive, and unnecessary. So we must gain their permission to proceed. Every single time I've been forced to give just my pitch because the buyer has denied me the opportunity to ask questions, there has been no sale achieved. We need to be better skilled to get them to allow us to fully understand how we can best serve them. That is why we need to be asking questions and listening carefully to their answers. So that we can make that transition, after saying, maybe we could do the same for you, we softly mention, in order to help me understand if we can do that or not, would you mind if I asked a few questions? We say this almost as a throwaway line. No big deal, nothing to see here. When they agree, we are now free to explore in detail their current situation, what they aspire to, what is holding them back, and what would success mean to them personally. If you don't ask these questions, you have little chance of convincing the client you can help them solve their problems. Amazingly, the majority of salespeople don't ask any questions, but just blab on about the features of their product. I had a sales presentation given to me recently here in Tokyo by the sales director of a software vendor. And after some initial pleasantries, he plunged straight into walking me through his PowerPoint presentation of the functionality of his solution. 40 minutes later, he finished. Not one question about my needs or about my difficulties, nothing. Amazing. He was an experienced guy who had always been in sales. Come on. As salespeople, we all have to do a lot better than that. So, putting it all together, the sequence flow would be like this. Dale Carnegie training helps to deliver the behavioural change needed in the team that translates into improved results. An example of this is where we helped XYZ Company, a very high-end retailer, with training their entire sales team. They are now enjoying a 30% increase in sales. Maybe we could do the same for you. In order to help me understand if we can do that or not, would you mind if I asked a few questions? This credibility statement should be short, under 30 seconds, delivered fluently and confidently, no ums and ahs. This takes a lot of preparation and practice because it is so short. Every word is vital in the design stage and we must deliver it perfectly. It can also be multi-purposed as an ideal elevator pitch for those occasions when we have to briefly explain what we do. This might be face-to-face or over the phone. If it is over the phone, then we would drop the permission to ask questions part and instead say, are you available next Tuesday or is Thursday better? Unless your product is specifically suited to being sold in that way, don't sell solutions over the phone. Instead, secure a day and a time to meet. That is all we should be aiming for, the appointment. I was talking to some clients in the pharma industry, and recently hospitals here in Tokyo are restricting salespeople to just 1 day a week to see the doctor. See the doctor being the key words here, because they only get 1 minute of the doctor's time. I gave them some credibility statement strategies for dealing with that nanosecond window using our Dale Carnegie sales system. What is said in that brief encounter has to have a hook so sufficiently attractive the doctor wants to hear more. Therefore, the design is so important, and so is the delivery. Regardless of the industry, turning up and blurting out your random whatever is a joke. Are you properly planning your sales conversations, or are you constantly winging it? Stop winging it and get serious about sales. The driving objective of sales is to solve clients' problems. We need to establish a client relationship based on a professional, competent first impression. The credibility statement does just that and opens the door to permission to find the issues, offer solutions, and serve as a trusted business partner. Some key action items from today. 1. Craft your credibility statement very stringently. Each word is gold and treat it as such. 2. Practice the delivery over and over so that it is confident and smooth. 3. Always ask for permission to ask questions before you say one word about your solution lineup. Apply these ideas and join the top 1% of professionals in sales. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. We hope you enjoyed today's show, brought to you by the Sales Advantage course. As mentioned, if you want to do better in sales and waste no more time or effort, contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. For further help, head over to japan.dalecarnegie.com. Check out my other podcasts, the Leadership Japan series and the Presentations Japan series on iTunes.